have Bitcoin mining pool BTC.com that was hacked earlier this month. Right? The bigger your pool, the more probability you have to win the next block. 19 pool, which is like 110 terahash, pretty efficient machine, is still at a loss. Hello everybody, welcome back. Bike over here. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much everybody for especially new subscribers for coming in to this channel. I'm very grateful for all of you guys. You have been who have been here with me since the beginning, and the newcomers. I hope you guys find home here because I'm basically giving the best signal out there, like from the best source of truth, which is Bitcoin, in my opinion. I don't dig into those other coin. I want to keep it very simple on this channel. So I basically, go on Bitcoin education, and I have a little podcast I run every day on the way to work. So there's a lot of good value in this channel. I hope you stay and share and help me grow more and more. So thank you very much for newcomers. And also, if you're looking for ways to support the channel, you could use those tape button over here. You can tape me. You can check the website. The website also is pretty fun. It's like if you want to stay away from YouTube, you want to go somewhere, you want it to be simplified, where you don't have to see all those propagandas, right? So you can keep, just stay there on the website where you have the content, right? And I try to keep it pretty neat on the website, right? And the background is, pretty cool. So there are a lot of beautiful things, beautiful content you can take advantage of over there. So yeah, for example, this is talking about Bitcoin mining. So there's a lot of things you can find, you have, find interest on. So there's a lot of article as well. So this is that. So this I'm gonna start with this intro from here, and let's go on what I really want to talk about, which is Bitcoin mining. But first, let's look at the chart. This is basically a prediction, an average chart, which is a stock to flow, giving you the approximation of the price. So as you know, this really go really down, way down. So I'm more interested in this line below, like this small line, the small chart, which is at its lowest, it has ever been. Um, I think the lowest was minus 1.23, and now it's at minus 1.2024. So yeah, so could go lower, but it's just like a sign that we really in a very uh, hard time right now. But I think there's still more bad news to come. There's still more selling to come. When you look at things like this, Bitcoin miners, Argo, blockchain suspend trading, on Nasdaq. You have Core Scientific filed for bankruptcy. So those miners have to get offline, right? They can't afford to keep on rolling. They have to disconnect miners and liquidate miners. It's a good thing because those miners are going to the hands of like plebs out there who has always wanted to mine. And but by the way, it's not really a perfect time for mining. If you look at S19 Pro, which is like 110 terahash, pretty efficient machine, you're still at a loss by mining, right? So you're still losing $74 a month, right? So you're still at a loss, like $2.4 a day. That's not uh, profitable yet unless if you stealing energy somewhere for free, or let's say you getting free energy from flood gas, and you didn't have to put so much investment upfront maybe. But if you having to spend for electrical bills and all those things, it's going to be very hard for you to compete in a market like this. Most miners are um, just exploiting um, excess energy, right, from the grid, or maybe somewhere in Africa, or maybe somewhere in third world countries. So those miners get, to take the advantage of cheap energy to mine Bitcoin. But other than that, it's way too difficult to profit from at those time, right? So that's why mining in the future is more going to be um, profitable to people who have marginal energy, or excess energy, or maybe you can generate energy in a very cheap way. So that's that, and this is, if you want to check for any other miners, right? Even the hybrid, the hydro, the more sophisticated one, the 255 terahash, which is like more than double the S19 Pro, is still at a loss. Think about it. So, like, it's very hard to survive a time like this as a miner. So that's why, in a time like this, it's so much better to maybe to wait until you can buy cheap miner. If you wanna get into the business, and you get one cheap, very cheap miner, and like eBay, places like that, and just look for in different countries, see which what you can do, right? Because you can wait maybe a little bit so miners get a bit more, a bit cheaper. For Amazon, prices are dropping as well. So some of them used to be at 5,000, now they are at 1,000. Um, so one of the things I was thinking about getting into is Gecko Science Compact. I'm still gonna give it some time to think about, and so I'm using Bitmain's prices are still high, way too high. So yeah, so it's just like, for what I can see, like price has to, gonna come a little bit way lower. Um, so next, I wanted to touch on. So this is basically you have Bitcoin mining pool BTC.com that was hacked earlier this month. So this news just came on. Basically, they got hacked. BTC, which is a mining pool, BTC.com. I think this is from China or somewhere. But basically, this is a very big company in the Bitcoin mining. They do a lot of crypto stuff as well. So, anyways, that's just part of it. One of the things that kind of worries me about the Bitcoin mining is the concentration. It's not like really worry me. It doesn't really. It's not worries me too much, but it just when you have like blocks that are coming in, you have for example the last, let's take this, the last 5 blocks of a year, right? So most of those blocks, right, they are coming from you have two of them, right, coming from Foundry USA. and then you have the other you have and then you have the other two coming from via BTC. So and then you have one coming from Endpool. So it's kind of, when you look at the distribution, the hash rate distribution, a Foundry, which is a huge pool, and you have End pool, which is like very big, and variability is not too big, but it's like half of them. So that's one of the thing I was kind of worried, but so it's kind of one of the problem. But as you know, it's all about probability, right? The Bitcoin blockchain is all about probability, right? The bigger your pool, the more Bitcoin, the more probability you have to win the next block. So that's one of the thing, right? So I remember when people were used to worry when there was too much concentration in China, right? When you have the Chinese mining pool was so big, and now you have all most mining happening in US. So we should have kind of the same worry, right? But this is the kind of you know the stigma in the Bitcoin space or crypto space, which is like at the time when it was almost the mining was happening in China, everybody was to be like, oh yeah, there's Chinese tight Chinese technology and all those things, right? But now it's most of the mining is happening here, but people are so blind to see that, right? Nobody really critic that. But I'm sure it could be, you could see in China, they would be criticizing the network for having all the, mining happening in US, right? So that's one of the things I just wanted to, uh, just to throw out there. But it shouldn't be something that worries too much because, I mean, even if they try to 51% attack, um, it's gonna be very hard, and the miners doesn't don't control the network. When the node control the network, right? So the node, you know, uh, they can't push things on us, right? If we are running our own node, right? So, anyways, this is that. What else I wanted to talk about? I have something, another interesting thing to talk about, which is, as you know, I always, every week, I always talk about DCA. I just make this calculation this week. If you putting $10 every week for the last 9 years, you would be getting basically 189,000, which is like 4.5 Bitcoin, right? So about four and a half Bitcoin. And this would be, yeah, and this is very very huge, right? 455 million Satoshis, and that would be about almost 4,000x, no, 4,000%, right? 4,000, almost 4,000%. But if you let's it just because we drop from the past year, right? So the 2020 was very bad. We dropped like almost 65% or more. So that caused this massive drop. But anyways, so it's just to tell you to focus just on the DCA instead of trying to try the top, the bottom, just try to trade. That's a losing game. And even mining, in my opinion, is losing because unless if you have free energy or maybe you're using the heat, repurposing the heat. If you want to heat your space, your building or your house, that's a good way. Instead of using a heater, you're just using a miner. At least you're getting some satoshis. That's fine. But if you're doing it as a business for profit, You're just gonna lose too much money, especially at this time. So it's better to just take the money, convert it to Satoshis and wait. That's in my opinion. So as you know, guys, what else? Yeah, this is just an interesting chart. So this is a rainbow chart, obviously. So it's showing the halving. Let's go from this the second halving of the year. You see the whole winter time. So this is why I think there's so much more pain to come. It's like it's not, price just dropped, right? Like from 2020. The 2020 was the drop, but the winter, right? The when you have the accumulation zone where everybody ignore Bitcoin, right? This doesn't happen yet, right? So and even after the halving in 2024, you're still gonna have some time to this year and stack some satoshis. And this is the goal here. You wanna accumulate satoshis at those low time, right? As much as you can. That's why I'm hoping that it's it stay low as long as possible, right? So just you don't want to have all this euphoria, all this uh, all this nonsense, around it, all these bubbles. Those are not the good time to get in. You need time to accumulate, to save. And again, it's not about, Bitcoin is not about getting rich. It's about protecting your purchasing power and protect yourself from inflation. But people say, oh, it's an inflation hedge, but they don't understand. It's not like inflation. It's a monetary inflation hedge, which is basically the supply of the currency in the system. Right? It's only 21 million, and your node is verifying that every 10 minutes. If you're running a node, I hope you do. But this is the point here. It's not about, getting rich. It's about protecting yourself every time your government prints, right? So that's the goal here. Anyways, I think I showed you guys the website. Did I show you? Yeah. So basically, the website you can check out the content from this. I post some article there as well, and yeah. So check them out, and I hope you enjoyed this video, this review for today. One of the things I forget to mention, I always forget to mention, you have this chart over here, which is the hash rate. One of the most important thing in Bitcoin, which is the mining component. The hash rate drops significantly from this past year. This is from this past month, right? From in December. So this drop is gonna significantly drop the difficulty adjustment if we go on the difficulty here. So the next the estimation, when the next difficulty gonna happen, right? So when it happen next this week or next week, so it's probably gonna go down, right? So it's gonna go down. So at that time, it will be good for small miners to, if you're heating your home with your miner, you may be getting more satoshis because the difficulty drop, right? So, but the hash rate right now is just doing its thing, right? So the average a year is just basically just getting a little bit lower. That's a good thing, right? So miners go bankrupt and we get replaced by other miners, maybe by plebs, and the price is also doing its thing. Um, anyways, one of the things you wanna do, you wanna work more on improving your education in Bitcoin. You wanna learn more and more the best investment you can do is in yourself. And you want to invest in yourself, so you want to learn what is this thing. You don't want to speculate, because speculation is uncertainty. You don't know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, when you know the thing, you don't have to speculate, right? This is why I see in the stock market, I see a bunch of people just buying things, get in, get out. They don't even know what they're buying. It's just because they see somebody say this is a good stock, or maybe they heard about Elon Musk, and they know this guy may be apparently smart, and they say, okay, oh, I'm just gonna bet on this guy. You don't want to bet on people. You want to bet on yourself, right? So Bitcoin is a bet on yourself. When I say you run your own node, you're betting on yourself. You don't have to trust anybody. You don't have to um, ask anybody what is Bitcoin. You know, so nobody have to come BS you about what is Bitcoin. So you run it. It's in your hand. It's your responsibility. It's your future, right? So that's the point here, and that's how I wanted to finish this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Please, uh, there are ways to support this channel, and if you go on the channel, basically the YouTube channel, you can go anywhere on the page. You can tap, you can support, you can share, like, you can comment, anything will work for me. And by the way, I don't need any, too much satoshis. Maybe one satoshi makes me happy. So, anyways, it's just about sharing the interaction, and that's what I like the most. And I will reply to all the comments. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you come back and keep on watching and keep on supporting me. Thank you very much, everybody. This was Spy Cover. I'll see you again.